welcome to the show. Why are you hiding your face?
I don't know. I thought it was a better idea than me looking down at my phone. So I just was like,
oh, okay. hello. Welcome to another episode of Poor Choices with me, Extra Girl, Hugs, and we have a special guest. Dmajini. Hello.
Hello there. How you doing?
Hello
How are you? How are you?
We're fabulous. How are you?
We're fabulous.
I am doing fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh my gosh. You ready to talk about relationships? I mean, I don't know if you do this on a regular.
So, I watched a couple episodes before, obviously, because the Dark Council usually falls on this, but Dark Council is now bi-monthly now. So I was able to catch a couple of your shows, and I saw that you guys like listen to Pearl and everything like that.
Yeah.
I actually was like, she actually popped up on my the shorts, and I became hooked with her because I like how she talks, like what she's talking about. So I'm definitely about that. I know I usually like on the Dark Council, we kind of like it's like a mixed bag, but we usually don't get into like the whole relationship stuff. So hey, I'm dipping my toe inside the pool right now. Dipping my toe in.
Don't be scared. The chat's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. Dark Council, for those of you who've never seen Dark Council before, just listen, pick a channel. Dmajini's channel, Abu Nas's channel, Drunk 3PO's channel.
It always changes?
Pick one. Yeah, it used to be consistently on Drunk 3PO's channel, but then it started bouncing once you guys started hitting monetization, right?
So what we did was we did Drunk 3PO's basement, then he changed that to the pirate channel.
Oh, so that's right.
Basically, it's gonna be basically on Fatal J's channel for the most part. At least that's what I just told. I don't know how. Fatal J had the helm, basically. That he has it. The only reason we did it last week on Abu Nas because he was announcing his retirement. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Abu Nas is retiring this year.
Wait, from real life
or like his real life job?
No, YouTube.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Who's gonna rant about Zack Snyder for 5 hours? Who is gonna do that? Oh, I'm sad.
Yeah, he said it's time for him to step away. He got to go and do, the dad/grandpa thing. So that's what he's on his thing to do. So, listen, I wish him well, but we're gonna rock with him the whole year.
Yeah.
We have the second Dark Council meetup coming up in April. So if you're in the tri-state area, it's gonna be in New York.
Tri-state?
New York.
Oh, sorry.
The tri-state area. You don't know that.
I'm Canadian.
The tri-state is New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. That's the tri-state. Mm-hmm. So if you're in the area, or if not, if you want to come on down, we're going to be in Times Square because Drunk wants to go to Times Square again. I'm like, dude, we can go to Brooklyn, bro. Let's go. Brooklyn is my hometown. Let's go to Brooklyn. But now he wants to go to Times Square again. So that's where we're going. And yeah, if you want to come through, that's where we're going to be at.
Yeah, buddy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool for Abu Nas and probably miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 12 months. We're gonna now it's 11 months now. It's already February, but yeah.
Maybe we should get Abu Nas on Poor Choices.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'll tell him. Oh, you're gonna be in for a fun ride if Abu Nas get on here.
You guys think my rants are ranty? No. Abu Nas is the king of ranting. The king of rant, like the
I
god.
Can't wait to hear it.
Ranting. We love Abu Nas. Love you, Abu Nas. He's popped in here a couple of times. Over the last year or so, but...
And anywho, so today's episode, I was looking at articles and kind of looked into. We're trying. I looked into women's dating and how I want to kind of explore. Why is it hard for a woman to find someone? Because you hear this all the time. It's normal to be single in your 30s. Like, what is it that's causing this? So I found a few articles where kind of addresses that. So let's start with this one. Women are quietly quitting dating, and there's nothing we can do about it. No, sorry. Now, just based on this title and you guys laughing, I just want to hear what y'all's first thoughts are.
Wait, where is it?
So,
is this written by a woman? Yeah, of course it is.
Yes, Oceana Tempfenhart.
Men have quit dating for what? How many years now?
And I don't think it's quiet either.
Mm-hmm.
What you know what the quiet quitting thing is? That's basically like when people say, "Oh, you do exactly what you're going to do and then just leave." Like quiet quitting your job is essentially you are just doing your job and leaving. So basically, that's what quiet quitting is supposed to be. So I guess they're just basically going on dates and leaving. I guess I don't know. I don't know what that means as
No.
far as.
No, I mean, it's like they don't even bother dating. So I kind of like perused through this article here, A Quiet Quit. I'll let you on a secret that's not being televised too frequently. Women are getting fed up with men, often to the point that they wash their hands or even trying to get into a relationship. It's not just my observation either. According to multiple sources, who are your sources? Women are increasingly choosing to stay single rather than date or marry a man. And then look, this is the line that I knew. This is particularly true for women over 30 who experience dating fatigue, as well as women who have already divorced once. Wow!
It's always us
I'm not
30
surprised.
plus people. It always is. Because you know why? Because we pick terrible men. Because we're all
Yeah.
dating. You know, Dmajini, you watch Pearl. What did she say? We're all dating the same 20% of men.
You are dating. You are dating the same. See, listen. I have, and I really don't even care because I figure like it is what it is. I am not in that 10% because I am 5'5". Shocker. I'm a short dude. I don't care. That's why I work out more. Like I'm like, you know, and I'm like, if you're not gonna be super tall, be super strong. That's how I feel about it. So you know, it's going to be a trade-off. You know, I can't. I know they do have the surgery where you can extend your legs.
Oh,
I would
that's
never
dangerous.
do that. I would
Don't do
never
that.
ever do that. So I'm just like, what are you going to do? Just like be mad that you're short? Whatever. I am what I am. So if there are people out there basically dating that 80-20 and that six-figure guy that you need them,
666.
yeah, I guess I'm like. So here's the deal. You know, money is really, especially in this particular, I don't want, I'm going to get a little philosophical for you, but money, if tomorrow, right, we got hit with a gamma wave, which by the way, that can happen, and it makes the planet go back to the Stone Age. There's no digital currency. There's no money. What are you going to do? What is all that money going to do for you? Nothing.
I'm going to cry.
What I learned growing up is that knowledge is power. That's actually more powerful than any money, is being knowledgeable. Do you know how to survive in the wilderness? You know how to do all this stuff. I know that's getting a little crazy. Because by the way, I'm a city boy. If I got stuck in the wilderness, it might be a problem, but I'll work my way through it. But you know, can you survive? Can you help? Can you take care of the people around you? That's more important than actual money. But so it is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And, you know, people are putting the value of money as everything because all these people who are like high value, literally with money, they're not going to be as faithful, kind, nice to their partner as someone who might have more value and have more fish in the pond. Right? They don't have to be because women flock to them. They don't have to work as hard to get a woman.
And Best is correct. I don't know if I know X-Ray Girls got TikTok. I don't know how long it's been since you scrolled, but this is becoming a thing right here. These 40-year-old women, super late 30s and 40-year-old women, they're making these videos about how lonely they are. The most famous one that I saw that went viral, I don't know how long ago, and I don't know how old the Vogue video itself is, but she was talking about how she has to have a major surgery and she has to rely on like her mom and her sister to take care of her. And her mom is in her 70s because she's in her 40s kind of thing. And she was just like, and they will because they're my family, you know, and that's nice and all. She goes, but they shouldn't have to. Like, I should have a husband, you know, that is willing to do that for me, you know, or will do that for me because we're going to, you know, kind of thing. She just, this poor, I felt very empathetic towards her because she just kind of lost it. I felt that, but that is a trend that's going on. Yeah.
I do think that like when we say people, you need to lower your standards, we're not talking about, you know, we want someone who's kind, good-hearted, makes you laugh. We're saying like instead of wishing for that 6'3" person, y'all go with the average. 5, I don't know, 5'8", 5'9". Like, look, I'm a person who's my height, and he treats me so well. So
yeah,
little things like that.
That's what's more important. Does the person treat you well? That's more important than anything else. Because you can have, like you said, you can have a guy who has the 666 and he treats you like crap, but you want that guy because he's that high value guy. That doesn't, in the long run, you're gonna be miserable. And then what will happen? You're gonna end up getting divorced,
Might have kids, might have gotten
that's the worst part, when you have the kids and then you're getting divorced and things don't work out, and then now the kids in the middle, so it's I don't know how to fix that, but all I can say is perhaps, because it's funny you see, like, on my YouTube feed, I get all of those shorts. I mean, you got the Andrew Tates, the Fresh and Fit, and all that stuff.
Oh,
and you see all of these young women out there who are, they don't get me wrong, a lot of them are very attractive, but they
delusional.
they just were like, when you say, hey, what do you want in a guy, and what do you bring to the table, and all the stuff like that, I just come to the table. I'm pretty, but guess what? Pretty is subjective. That's subjective, and it doesn't last forever either. So
no,
what, you can't sit there and say, I want this and that, and then don't expect to work for it. Like, just showing up is not it. Yeah. You can't just show up. You got to put, a marriage is work. You got to make sure you stick that together. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and
you guys are talking to a guy who's single right now, so I mean,
pretty is subjective too. Pretty is subjective, but I think pretty is subjective only in the average girls, right? So yeah, there are guys out there who don't think I'm very attractive, but they find XY girl just drool worthy, and vice versa, right?
And vice versa,
but
yeah.
That objectively,
you both
of us are average.
Lovely.
No,
okay.
well, yeah, but we are looks wise, right? Because here's the thing. Pretty and handsome, there is an objective standard, and those guys and gals we can all agree on as a society, as a human species, are the girls that look like Margot Robbie, the girls that look like Rihanna,
symmetrical,
Angelina Jolie back in the day, right? There is a standard for pretty and super gorgeous and handsome. Henry Cavill, Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Gregory Peck, right? All those guys are objectively your top species, your top genes, right? And then you fall from there. So there's an objective, and then the subjective, at least in my opinion, are those of us who are not that, who are not getting modeling contract while sunbathing on the beach, and this guy walks up and is like, bro, you would be a great model. You know what I mean? We're maybe average. Some of us are below average, some of us are average. Then you add your personality, and it adds and pluses, minus points, and blah, 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 blah. But objectively, just as looks, most people are average. And so that is where the subjective part comes in, right? You have people that are like, oh yeah, short kings don't bother me at all. You have other girls that are like, hey, like at least taller than me would be good, but it doesn't really matter as long as they're taller than me, and this, that, and the other, right? That's where that subjective comes in. Unless you are the top dogs in the species of gene pool, like, listen, God has his favorites. We all know them. We love them. They're there for a reason, to make this step up our own games. Okay.
They have to bring balance.
They bring balance to the point. Okay. Unless you're up there, like, maybe we calm down a little. But there are, and this is it too, right? There are 4s out there acting like we're 10s.
Yes.
And they're not. And so they get mad when,
listen, there are 4s, and then there are 304s too.
Oh my God. Like, I love when people say, like, is Lizzo a 10? And like, take Lizzo's fame out of it. Take that out of it. She's not famous. You see her on the street. Tell me. Would you?
You're trying to get me in trouble right now.
Do it.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
Just on looks alone, not personality, just on looks alone.
Nah.
Yeah, I would put her as a.
And I'll be 100%. I'll be 100%. I've dated big girls before, but it's not like it's anything wrong with that. But when you are too cocky I don't like that. That brings you down. Like,
yeah.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah. And I think there's a difference between bigger, like we all put on weight, we all fluctuate, that kind of thing, and then that is obese. There's like I think there's a difference personally.
Adele, before she lost all the weight, I think looked fabulous still. Oh my god.
She wasn't Lizzo's size, right?
No,
she
looked
bigger.
Amazing still.
But she was not, and she dressed for her size, whereas Lizzo thinks that she can just walk around in these little thongs.
Oh, like
things are hanging out.
I was watching the Hodge twins, and she was out on a bikini, and I'm like,
oh, girl.
I'm like, word. I'm like, word. I'm like, all right.
Lizzo in a bikini. No.
Listen, I'm kind of old school. I'm like this here. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That's how I feel about her. So
well, but here's the thing. And this is where we've gotten in trouble, because that's the motto, right? But now we've gotten in trouble. And I have like this article, I kind of skimmed through a little bit of this article still, that is like, and this article goes on to say, men are not going to like my answers to why women are not dating anymore. And the reason most women quit dating is that men don't seem to want to behave like decent people. And that's not what's happening. What's happening is we women have been coddled for so long. And we've been coddled. Oh, if you don't have anything nice to say, like, don't say anything at all. Just, oh, she's a queen, like all this stuff, blah, 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 that we no longer accept reality. And I've gotten better, but I still struggle sometimes.
We're ergo delusional.
Like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah, because that's our first, we've been conditioned to think that, okay, just because, we're a little bit bigger, or I don't know, our hair's different, or whatever it is, it's fine. I think it's still fine that you are a bigger person.
As long as you're big in the right places.
Yeah. Boobs and booty.
But, like, to blow it out of proportion and like praise like obesity, for example, since we're on the subject, like obesity is not healthy for you clinically. You get heart.
And by the way,
disease.
Disclaimer: that is not being fat phobic. That's actual science.
This is actual. This is coming from an X-ray tech. Okay, well, don't come at me. Heart disease, heart attacks, stroke, cancer. It increases your risk of everything. Diabetes, and I've seen it. You know how awkward it is. Like, I've worked at places that have patients who are obese that can't fit into CT scanners, can't get onto tables, things like this. It makes it hard for you to do things. Have you watched My 600-Pound Life?
Oh my God.
It's embarrassing for these people sometimes, and we're praising it and we're like, eat more. Like, that makes no sense to me.
Hey, listen, I had to stop you for a minute, because Mark, he got jokes. He like, don't listen to her. She's into cripples. I'm like, wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Listen,
Mark, you're throwing me under the bus.
Wow.
Oh my God.
He went all the way there. He went all the way there,
honey.
came back, and then went back there again.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
So too many men have little to offer. So that's the thing. So speaking of Pearly, like she has Auntie on. Everybody knows who Auntie is, right?
Oh, we love
and
Auntie.
She's like, her husband was making 40,000 or whatever. And it works. So what's too little to offer? Is he keeping a roof over your head? Listen, I get it. I would love to have my partner be able to just stay home and take care of the house and I work. But unfortunately, the way this system is made up, they made it so that you almost have to have two people working. Sure, there are outliners, that 1%, when you got the six figures and maybe more. That's great, but not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that.
I saw something, I read something, I don't remember, but you have to live within your means. And the question that a lot of women, I'm sure, get is like, if you met the best guy ever and he didn't make as much money, you have to work, are you willing to scale back your life so that you can be together.
And they go, no. And here's the crazy thing is women, and you know this from watching Pearl's channel, Extra Girl knows this. Women, and I learned she's all about the stats, which I love. Women are responsible for I can't remember the exact percentage. I think it was 80% of consumer debt. It's all us. So we are making less money and spending more, and that we take those habits into a marriage or relationship or whatever, and we bring it on ourselves for a man not to be able to provide for us because we have this standard of living that we can't even afford, but we're too delusional to realize that we can't afford it. So we can't scale back. Like it's a catch-22. And this part of the article that Dmajini is talking about, it says women have to deal with men who expect cheap sex all the time with little in terms of affection, commitment, money, or even enjoyment in return. It's become the norm and women are getting tired of it. They do not want to be a ride and die for someone who will throw them under the bus in a heartbeat. They expect it because that's what you give. Either you're dressing that way, you're posting that way, you have a past of doing those things, and all of a sudden you flip the script and you think, oh, I'm not that girl anymore. And they don't believe you.
I'm gonna give a public service announcement to all the 304s out there, because they'd be like, some of them be out there be like, oh, why body count matters. Listen. As much as I love being, having a physical relationship with a woman, because you should want that if you're gonna have a relationship. That is part of being in a relationship. Here's the thing. I love me more. I don't want anything to fall off. You understand? That's why the more people you're with, the more opportunities of things can happen. You just can't be putting your spoon in all kinds of pudding. That's all I got to say about that. You just can't. You can't be doing that. So it matters, right? It really does matter about stuff like that. I don't know. I just get amazed at stuff like that.
It did. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I'm all right. Sorry, Extra Girl. Continue.
Oh, I have no idea. We can keep on reading this. If a woman asks for a man to pay for dinner, he might wax poetic about how she was hustling him for money. Okay, Dmajini, let me hear you this.
I've never heard that ever.
I don't know what that means, but how do you feel about the first date? Do you pay?
So here's the deal.
Pay?
Here's the deal. I'm old school. I'm a little old school. I'm 46, y'all. I'm 46. I'm almost over the hill. Okay.
You're good. Oh my God.
Right.
Here's the deal. When I ask a lady out to dinner, I'm gonna pay. If she offers, that's cool and all. But if I ask you to dinner, I'm going to pay. Now, here's the deal. The trick to that. I'm not taking you to no 4-star Michelin restaurant on a first date. That's not happening. Because why would I spend that kind of money on somebody I don't know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I will take you out. I'll make it. I'll be like, listen, whatever. It'll be whatever. Whatever's close to me, I'm going to take you out. Whatever. If I ask you, I'm going to pay. It's just as simple like that. And if whether or not that you, because it's funny, I was not watching. I saw this article about this one lady said she went a whole 2 years. Was it 2 years or 1 year? And didn't spend money on groceries at all because all she was doing was going on dates and getting a free meal.
Oh, I saw that.
Yes, I know ladies like this.
And that's why the guys are starting to stop dating.
Yeah. I mean.
There should be an article about men quietly quitting dating.
I mean, obviously, if you're the guy taking her out, you don't know that she went out with like 12 guys before that. So you don't know. But if you see that she is not responding to you or whatever like that,
engaging
that means
you,
that she probably is using you for a meal. So what did they say? What did they say? The thing they said about paying for? What were you reading that at X-Ray?
He might wax poetic about how she was hustling him for money.
Hustling for money. I mean, listen, if it's one date, sure, but if you're doing it multiple times and there's no response, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't feel that there's a connection, then she's probably using you for a date. One time, I mean, listen, if as a guy, going in, you're gonna spend some money on a date. If you're being a traditional guy, you're gonna spend money on a date. Simple as that, right? Now, if she asks you out or whatever, if she says, "Hey, I wanna pay this time," that's great. I'm like, fine, whatever. But initially, I'm gonna be one coming out of pocket. I just think that's the right thing to do. That's just me. That's just me. I might be a toxic guy, toxic masculinity, but I don't care. I don't care. If I ask a lady to a dinner, I'm paying. Simple as that.
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Women risk getting abused, sexually assaulted, raped, or even killed by partners. If this happens, the woman will be blamed for choosing the wrong guy. Now, I will say,
always go to the extreme. Oh my god,
an extreme example of stuff.
You can, reduce that by going to public places for one.
And I'm sorry, minus the graped part, because I feel like that's a very specific type of person that's not all right up here. Those are your fault. There are red flags everywhere. We've all seen them. You see them and you ignore them.
Don't go home with someone on the first date, or second.
It's always the extremes. I can't with these ladies. Oh my god.
And by the way, I'm as far as being a traditional guy too. Listen, that whole first date smashing. Maybe when I was younger, that might have crossed my table.
Irresponsible.
But I'm not about that, and I'm not about that life no more. Like if a chick is like, "Oh, let's go back to my place first," I'm like, if you're doing that with me, that means you did it with somebody else. That's a red flag.
That's
a red flag.
That is true.
Huge red flag. Wow.
And it's a red flag. So if you were to ignore that red flag, Dmajini, and then later on in the relationship, you got any of these things, abused, SA'd, raped, killed, etc., you would blame yourself in the afterlife because you saw that red flag and you went, go for it anyway.
And by the way, let's be 100%, y'all. Guys can get abused too, just so you know that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I can't. It's always the extremes. It's always the extremes.
And this next line is going to kill me. Ladies are starting to realize that most marriages are a raw deal. If a relationship does progress, women will categorically work more at home than men, despite also being increasingly expected to have a job.
Expected by who? Society, not the man, because the man don't care.
But also, you see this happening, and this is something that, for example, Mark and I do more of the housework because I'm home more. Even before that, we had decided, okay, maybe I'm better at cleaning all these certain things. So I'm going to be doing this. You're going to be doing the other stuff. So maybe they put it on their plate. Maybe communicate with your person versus taking on the responsibility all by yourself. I don't know. Something like that. I think a communication is a big thing that most relationships are missing.
Listen, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I am going to right now. So whenever I have a lady come to my house, she'd be like, "Damn, your house is so clean." I said, "Yeah, what you want it to be, a pigsty?" I keep my house clean, okay? Okay, my house has to be clean. All right, smells like potpourri in here. I like that.
Oh, okay?
Wow! Just in case somebody shows up, you can't be having your house looking like freaking a hot mess. So I'm all for. Look, listen. You know what's the biggest problem here? I think the biggest problem is the modern woman nowadays expects, like you say, they expect too much. What a relationship should be is a partnership. We're supposed to complement each other. Men and women are not we're not the same. We're not equal. Women are better at better things than men, and men are better at things than what women do. We come together and we make that perfect union. So if you do that together, you won't have this bad experience. It's supposed to be a team effort. If you go into that thinking that way, you're gonna have success. I mean, my grandmother, if my grandfather hadn't passed away, she would have been married to him until now. My grandmother's 96. Big shouts to grandma. But still, when you see older couples that have been married for 50, 60, years, whatever.
Yep.
It wasn't like they was all freaking sunshine and rainbows their whole life. They're gonna have some ups and downs. And if you're not willing to work that out, iron that out, and make it work, then yeah, you're gonna have bad experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have bad experiences, and you're not gonna fix them because all you're worrying about is the bad experience.
Yeah. And Brian brings up a good point. The modern woman expects a servant to wait on them hand and foot, or at least the woman from this article, because that's the vibe I'm getting. It's like I have to work and I have to do a bit of housework. Wow, you suck.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I watched a clip from Fresh and Fit today because that's all I do at work. That this girl legit, oh jinx. This girl legit was like, I don't gotta do any of that. I have people that do that, like there's a maid or whatever. And oh no, it was Pearl, because Pearl was like, well, what happens if he decides that he doesn't want to pay for that maid anymore? What are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna do it? And she's like,
yeah.
Yes, the answer is yes.
And this coming from someone who actually had hired someone to help clean at the time when I was sporting 2 jobs. Mark was doing 2 jobs too, and we were too busy to clean. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going into a more traditional role, trying to be more helpful in this partnership versus having Mark as a slave, which apparently this lady wants us to have husbands as slaves. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not it. If you're going into a relationship thinking about, like it's funny when I mentioned earlier, like what do you bring to the table, whatever. If you're going into a relationship and you're thinking about the guy has to have this, and if you're putting all of the things that you want to have rather than the things that you need to have, you're doomed to fail. Simple as that. You're doomed to fail. Yeah. And like I said, I'm 46. I'm in a weird spot as far as like looking for my lady, but because I'm like too old for the young girls and too young for the older women, so I'm like in that bad spot. So it's just I know going in that if I'm dating a lady, I'm doing it the old fashioned way. It is what it is. If they don't like it, then there wasn't meant to be anyway. Bottom line, period.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that.
And then I would like to hear from you at this part. Men laugh about putting in minimal effort to get laid. At times, women find themselves stigmatized by a player who made sure to tell everyone they slept with them. Sometimes a handful of bad boyfriends is enough to have women say they're done.
Sounds like they're going after the top 20% of men.
Maybe. I don't know. Have you ever heard of this?
What's the statistic? 1 out of 3 men hasn't had sex or is a virgin in the last year?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
1 out of 3.
Let's see. The negging, the poking at women, the way men pick them apart, and the way women always get scolded for speaking up about the way they get treated are pretty horrific. I would say it's traumatic. I almost think this is opposite. Women do this to men all the time.
Oh my God.
They pick and prod at them, saying they're not enough. I don't know. In my experience, at least, I don't hear a lot about men picking women apart. Or if they do, they only do it in their head. Sorry, that date went bad. That's it. They don't say anything much past that. In my experience. What does Tara say? When women have good jobs, make good money, own a home, a car, pay all the bills, then what does she need a husband for?
It's funny that you bring up, Tara, because the next subset of this article says women who want families have the opportunity to get their own child whenever they want. Fertility clinic is just a call away. We can have our own jobs, and they can also nurture entire social lives. Why do we need a partner?
So that comment you put up there is very important. Is a good, interesting point, because I was actually talking to somebody. I work in sales, by the way, so I usually am shooting the shit with customers and try to get them to spend more money. So that's kind of my job. Yeah. So I was talking to this guy and I was just saying, when women make more money than men, like, okay, so for instance, like that whole 6-figure thing, right? So it's not like back in the old days when men had to go out there and hunt a deer or whatever, and come home and bring the meat or whatever like that, and women had to go prepare. Now it's the money, right? So the men have to be able to take care of the woman, right? And so the more money you have, I'm just using that as an example. It's like the more deer meat you can have, the more shelter you can bring. That's what the more money he has. So a man, when he does that, he's almost programmed to say I have to share this with my family because I want my tribe to be strong. Like, I build my tribe up bigger as long as everything's strong. Now, when a woman does that, that's not what they. I know I'm kind of generalizing, but a woman would be more to take care of her family. So if she's making more money, her thing is to keep it for herself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when a guy makes more money, it's to spread it to his family. When a woman makes more money, it's to keep it for herself. And that's where you have that. That's why they say women who make more money usually lead off with the divorce more.
80%. Oh. It's what, right? 80%, and then it jumps up to 90 if you're college educated. Women initiate the divorce. 80% of all divorces are initiated. It goes up to 90 if they're college educated.
Mm-hmm. So and that's where you have that. That's where the whole point of us not being equal. We're supposed to be different and combine and make a team. If you have two of the same, what happens? Listen, we go old school science. If you have two magnets and they're the same polarization, what happens? They retract.
They bounce off each other.
Mm-hmm. If they are different polar attractions, what do? They connect. That is basically, if you want to think about it, that is man and woman all the way down to a molecular level. That's how we should be. We should attract. The difference is supposed to attract. If you're both doing the same thing, you're gonna repel all the time.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yeah. And so what now? Honestly, I don't know. I do not expect men pushing women to quit dating to empathize with ladies. Oh, of course not. Not when you speak like that. If the trend in Korea takes hold in America, we're going to see more and more women choosing singledom for the rest of their lives. Is this a bad thing? To a point, yes. Many women will mourn the lives they looked forward to that never came. So will a lot of men who end up perma-single because their Mr. Right gave up before they met them. However, I try to be hopeful. Maybe this is the push we need to turn dating into something enjoyable again. Or maybe it'll be the reason that makes people realize that being alone is better than being with the wrong person. Who knows?
That I will agree with. It is, being alone would be better than being with the wrong person, because if you're with the wrong person, you're not going to be happy. If you're just with somebody who just wants to be with, I gotta have my 6-figure guy, I don't care anything else, and he treats you like crap, you're gonna have a crappy relationship. Simple as that.
Agreed.
Agreed. In reverse, if you get you somebody who's not making all that money, but he loves you to death, he loves your kids, you and your kids, all that stuff, he takes care of the house, you got a problem, he's there in a heartbeat. That's the guy you want to be. And by the way, guys, I want y'all, this one thing I want to, this is a little side note. I want y'all to just take a step back. Taking care of your woman, taking care of your family. I know people like throw that simp thing around. That's not simping. That's taking care of your family. If you have the right one, if you know it's the right one, that's not simping. That's building towards something important.
Exactly.
Just remember that.
Partnership, as you said earlier. Yeah. Oh, we have Eric K gifted 5 memberships earlier before the stream started. Thank you, Eric.
Yay, Eric. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hoki's member message for 7 months. We need poor choices to talk about MILF Manor. Now, we actually talked about that today.
Everybody is bringing it up in the chat.
I know. We will talk about MILF Manor. I'm just trying to see if we can get a guest to come on. Yeah, you have to watch it. At first episode was great. I'm going to post some shorts on this channel of me reacting to some pivotal moments. Just letting you know. Thank you, Hokies.
This is simping. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Taking care of your wife's wife.
Literally everybody in What's Your Buckets chat on Twitch. Oh my God, her name is gone. Pokimane and the other one.
Oh, the one with the guy who did her deep fake corn. Is that what you're talking about? That guy?
No, I'm talking about every guy in Pokimane's chat and every guy in Amaranth's chat.
Oh yeah. Yo, you know what's funny? I'm like, I was doing the whole the Snoop Dogg. I'm like, who? I'm like, who? Like, I know who they are now because everybody talks about them.
Yeah.
But when I'm like,
oh y'all,
who?
It's crazy.
I bet this crew and ads are losing it.
Same thing with that Eliza person. I'm like, who? I didn't even know who she was until she got Whitney, canceled. I'm like, who are you? I'm like, who?
Girl, I can't. Yeah. The thing about MILF Manor, and we'll talk about this, I'm sure, in one of my reaction videos, but I'm gonna throw it out there now. If that was DILF Manor, that show would have been canceled the minute it was announced.
Because all I could say, this is my thought. It's good reality television.
Oh yeah,
because it's a dumpster fire.
It's not award winning. The whole point is to make people go, "Why?"
and you just feel better about your life. Honestly, you do. Maybe Dmajini, you should watch MILF Manor.
Is that I keep seeing that thing up on Twitter? Is that what that is with the older ladies and they like
older ladies, MILFs?
Yeah. Listen. I'm gonna spill the beans a little bit. I don't mind a nice older woman. I'm just saying.
Ooh,
I'm just saying. My last date, I went out with somebody. She was.
Oh.
She was how much older than me? She was probably, I'm going to say about 15 years older than me.
Oh my God.
Oh, dang.
Okay. 7 years was a big gap. You win.
Oh my God. Cajun Corey's 7 months message says redeemed hugs rant on Zack Snyder. That'll have to be redeemed on her Twitch channel. There are DILFs, okay?
Sorry,
Dmajini, Instagram.
There are 2 DILFs.
Hey, listen, I'm a DILF technically speaking, okay? I have goddaughters. I have 2 goddaughters, so that counts for something.
So would you be a god DILF then?
I'm a god DILF, okay?
Excuse me, call me God Daddy. We know, that's the point. We knew it was trash TV the minute they announced. We're like, this is gonna be a train wreck. Can't wait to watch it. I'm gonna get Duke to watch it with me. I'm gonna get
Yes, I would love to see his reaction. Oh my God,
he's
perfect.
Gonna be like, I'm losing brain cells.
Yeah. Frank Hool, a 7-month message says, good evening. Nice to have you on the stream, Dmajini. Awesome. Yes. It's nice to have some energy, male energy, different energy.
Listen, it depends on your whatchamacallit. What's the word?
Check
your end goal. Tricky.
Check the women in it. Some of them are cute.
Whoa. You 40, don't think you could date a 50-year-old?
If you don't want a family and children, then yeah, because listen, I'm geriatric at my age, 50 years old, you're risking it for the biscuit. But if that's
can I show you?
My rule of thumb is 10 up, 10 down.
Oh,
that's valid.
Okay, I want to show you the ladies of MILF Manor. They're actually, some of them are cute.
Oh, look, they derailed.
Super old.
That's not your fault.
Like,
look at all that Photoshop. Oh my God, that one in the orange has so much plastic surgery. What is that?
She's the oldest one in the show.
Let's be 100%. This
girl is like
right?
fire.
Ladies, if you get a certain age, just age gracefully. Perfect example. Do not do the Madonna. Okay?
Oh my God.
Don't ever do that.
Don't do that.
Listen, you have Madonna and then you have Susanna Hoffs. Susanna Hoffs is the same age as Madonna. Susanna Hoffs looks gorgeous. She was gorgeous back when she was young. She still is gorgeous now. That's how you do it. Listen, I know she probably had some touch-ups here and there, but she kept it simple. Just don't go to the chop shop, chopping your face up don't do that. Just age gracefully. You know, and for the love of everything holy, don't go out in the freaking sun all the time when you're freaking getting old, because then that doesn't look good on you. It just doesn't.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I love the sun.
Oh my God. So young. Anyways, that was just a little reference of MILF Manor. You'll have to watch it to figure that part out.
I thought that was one of the girls' names.
Yeah. Thank you for becoming a member, Bethesda Lore.
Thank you.
Ginger Adventure. For 2 says, what's everyone drinking tonight?
So I have a Dmajini special, even though I gotta go get a refill. What this is,
what is it?
Bacardi lime, a splash of lemon juice, and some seltzer water. That's it.
Oh, like an alcoholic Sprite.
I like that.
It's exactly what it is. It's alcoholic Sprite.
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you want a refill, just go whenever. Don't feel pressured. We want to get you all sauced up.
Listen, X-Ray Girl's trying to get me drunk, okay? Okay,
She's not drinking. She has to get somebody drunk.
I know.
X-Ray Girl's trying to get me drunk. Listen, you cannot get me drunk.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Through you.
You cannot get me drunk.
Not drinking.
Listen, I'm like a third Irish. I can take it. Okay, I can take it.
Oh dang!
Listen, another way to do this, if you don't have all those ingredients or you can't find all of those specific ingredients, just get absolute lime and literally Sprite and combine the two.
There you go.
Really good. Did that a couple weeks ago. I was like, well, how am I going to drink this absolute lime that we had a year ago?
John Thomas said,
"Oh my god!"
Board with happy.
Oh, Meg Ryan, yeah, she did.
Unfortunately, it's going to be like yes.
Chewy for $5.
Women in Sports Day.
Wow.
X-Ray Girl, do you play sports?
I
heard that you can lift people up.
I've done it on video.
See, I was a little disappointed. I didn't see you do that at the meetup. I did not see that.
Oh, that meetup I did in Vegas. I did both times. I lifted up everyone at F&T.
And I was super happy to meet Tugs there too. I wasn't expecting her to be there.
I didn't know you were going to be there.
It was a nice surprise. Yeah. Honestly, when you came up, I was like, oh my God.
I had no idea. I was sad I didn't get to see Lord Callis. I know he was sneaking around. But
yeah, he was there. He was there with his family, so he had a lot of busy things to do. So that was my first time going to Florida since I was probably 6 years old.
Wow.
So, and I drove down there. It was super fun, except when you're driving, I was literally saying to myself, "Are you there yet? Are you there yet? Are you there yet?" I was saying that to myself. It was so crazy. But yeah.
Oh, look at the rumors you've started.
Oh my God. No, I'm doing a health kick, guys. Okay.
Mini cyborgs.
She's better than we are. It's fine.
I mean, I will say I did have a little sip when I went to a Christmas or not, just a dinner with some family.
Unacceptable.
I picked up the wrong can. I put it up and I put it in my mouth and I was like, alcohol, beer, gross.
So I'm gonna be fair, right? I've actually been drinking a little bit more than I normally did, only because it's more fun when I stream.
Yeah. And I've been drinking less. So
and by the way, when I say more, that's not a whole lot. It's really not a whole lot. Although I have okay, let me be fair, since this is poor choices. I mean, I was gonna get the big $16 Bacardi lime. They didn't have it; they were out of stock, so I had to get the $10 one. I have gone through a few of the $16 ones. It's the ones that's probably about this big.
Oh dang, that's huge!
Yeah, it's
this huge.
Pause. I gotta pause myself. I gotta pause myself.
Oh my gosh. It's true for $5. Today is Happy Women's in Sports Day. It's awesome with when X-Ray and Tugs stream Poor Choices is gonna be lit. Yes, it will. Especially with Dmajini's drank.
All right, I want to get another drink. X-Ray girl has forced me to do it. She said, Dmajini, you have to go get drunk. So I'm gonna, I'll be right back. I want to get me a drink. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Hi, kitty.
He is being such a sloot. You see him?
Yeah, he's showing off his fanny. Josie 818 Pure Blood for 5 says, "Great show, cheers, y'all." Thank you. And Crash, I saw this and I wanted to say this right away, but the conversation was flowing. Men quitting dating is called MGTOW for $5.
Oh my God, the MGTOWs.
Yep. No, it's true. It's true. It's quieter than some of the ladies quitting dating. Is all I have to say. Well, I never heard about it until the internet. So
yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah. The ladies that are quitting dating, I have definitely heard about. Let's just say that.
Men suck.
Men suck so much. Crash Mondo for 5 says top 20% getting all the action, bottom 33% getting nothing. What do we make of the middle 47? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's like the guy at the
7% are probably married.
Oh, that's true. And then there's the guys that go to the clubs that try everything they can to try to get action until they meet the person who's too drunk to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that happen way too many times.
Yeah.
Way too many times.
See, I agree with you, Jeff. I see your comment.
I'll put it up. You can put it up. Where is it?
MGTOW basically borders on misogyny because they basically hate modern women and their ridiculous standards. Yeah, there is a fine line with the MGTOW. Listen, I've talked about this on here before. The MGTOWs, I don't know how I feel about them for the most part. I know we have a couple in the chat, and I'm not talking about you specifically. As a general, I find them very just something. But yeah, they walk that line. They really do. They do walk the line.
That is true when you say I don't just jump right in, but I'm of the mindset that they, like you said, I don't. Well, perfect example, like Andrew Tate may say things that is pretty cool, but I think how he approaches it might be a little brash, right? I think the way he approaches is brash. And the one thing I will say about Andrew Tate, I know it's not really a thing about him, but the one thing I'll say is top G's aren't on the internet, my friend. They're just not.
No.
I know real top G's. My dad is one of them. He ain't on the internet.
They don't call themselves top G.
They sure don't.
I can't. He has good points. We've brought him up a couple of times, not much, but we brought him up a couple of times. He does make good points. He says kind of the same things as Pearl does, just meaner.
Yes.
He's not wrong in what he says, but I feel like, and I'm being like such a girl right now, I feel like he just, and then this whole court case thing, like he's admitted a bunch of the stuff, and you're like, ooh boy. So we'll see.
I think there's two things can be true. I think he can be a bit of a douchebag. I'm of the mindset is, why would you put yourself on blast if you don't think that might come back to you? That's why I said real top G's, they're not on the internet. I'm just saying, they're just not.
Well, okay. Where was it? Pearl and Tate are the same type of people. You know, it's funny. So I watched the one with her and Zuby on it. And Zuby was standing up for a lot and saying like, it's not all women's fault that relationships aren't working. It's men as well. And, when she made this video of her like going to wife school with Auntie, and then she went to the grocery store and met like a guy who had apparently 6 kids with all these different women. She's like, 6 kids with 6 different women, like that's crazy. Like, you gotta own up to it. And I was thinking back to her interview with Zuby, and I was like, isn't that what Zuby said? And then you were arguing against it, and I thought that was like, wow. So we can't always put it on women, but we're talking about the men maybe that are on the top versus the women average. And I think that's something that maybe that comes across. So most women don't need to lower their standards, and maybe we should talk about more average men as well, because I think that comes across, what's the word for it? Who the hell is Pearl?
Just Pearl.
Sorry, I just saw that.
He just did the Dmajini. Who?
Oh my god! But
hey, listen. As far as the 6 guys with 6 different women, hey, my dudes out there, either you strap it up or aim towards the floor. Stop it. Just stop it.
I think like we can't always put on women. There are some men, especially like the Andrew Tates and maybe the people that are made by Andrew Tate. Those types of guys. Dang.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is about these channels too, like anybody who watches these channels and like I get what you're saying when they bring up the extremes examples on purpose to make the girls that they're talking to. Yeah, well, for content for one, but also makes the girls that they're talking to go, wait, what? You know what I mean? Obviously, there's exceptions. Obviously, that may not be the general rule for the normal person, but they're bringing up the extremes for these super rich guys who can do whatever they want, whoever they want, whenever they want, whatever, because the girls that they have on want that, and they are convinced that they are deserving of that, and they can also do whatever they want, whoever they want, blah, 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 and all this stuff in there. So they host fresh, all these guys and girls. Pearl does the same thing. They bring up the extremes. They bring up these crazy things because that makes the girls go, Well, what do you mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it makes them kind of their wheels, if they're smart, their wheels start to turn. Not always. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're smoke, but their wheels will turn and they'll go, oh, okay. You know, and that's the thing is like you can dress and act however you want. You can, absolutely, but there's consequences. And women in general, I think, as a general rule, of course, there's exceptions. There's always exceptions. I don't think it needs to be said every single time, but as a general rule, we just get away with everything.
Yeah, women can get away with a lot of things. It's crazy. Like,
Hey,
they go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was really like the thing with like sex, for example. You know, every time you have sex, just remember you can always get pregnant. And I think men and women need to go into having sex thinking you might have a baby out of this. But, you know, people are like, oh my God, abortions and all this and that. And like, no, choose your men more wisely. And same thing, men, choose your women more wisely.
A condom, maybe?
So,
or that.
Like I said, either strap it up or aim towards the floor. So out of my siblings, I'm the oldest, but I have older cousins. So I remember one of my older cousins, she said to me, you know, since I didn't have a big sister, she was like my big sister. She's like, listen, she said the same thing to me. She said, listen, the instant you start having sex with anybody, just know that you can have a baby with them. Always keep that in mind. And I always, that stuck with me, even as a youngster growing up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand when I hear people like, oh, I got like 5 different baby mamas or stuff like that. I'm like, bro, look, I'm 46. I don't got no kids. There was no mistakes. The only time I thought I was going to have a kid, because we were trying to have a kid. That was the only time. So, you can do things without having kids all over the place. That's what I'm saying. So those excuses I don't go by. I don't go by those excuses. Oh, it happened.
Yeah.
Control yourself. Control yourself.
And women and men, think about even just a one night stand. What do you know about them? Right?
Yep.
Yeah. You don't know their history, their diseases.
That's the scary thing right there.
That's the scariest part. Like, are you going to get
like
STD,
there's stuff?
STI?
You know what's crazy? You know, we went this whole, and I don't want to go crazy, but we went the whole 2 years worrying about that thing. But then we stopped talking about simple things like HIV, herpes, chlamydia, you know, syphilis. That stuff you don't want. You want any of that smoke. None of that smoke. You don't want any of that. You don't want that. So I just don't see when you hear people like, I think it's another guy up there. I forget his name, but he has another one. He has a panel of girls. And he's like, and he had the one girl up there like, oh, one of my friends got like 100 guys on her belt. I'm like,
oh my God.
100 guys, bro. 100. Like
100's a lot.
100 is a lot. That's a lot for a guy. Like if I was a dude, I'd keep that to myself.
Right?
Listen, I'm of the mindset, and it's the rule of thumb for everybody out there. Keep your body count low and your T cell count high. Remember that. Remember that.
God. The thing is too, is like we control it, right? We control sex, you guys control relationships. And if we are the ones that are going to be, listen, you want to fool around and whatever as a girl, like, fine, do what you're going to do. But if you don't want children and you think children are a burden and you're pro this and you're pro that, and you're pro the ripping of the fetus out and whatever, then maybe we do the little cup thing. You know, I'm not a big fan of birth control, but maybe you the pill, I mean, but you maybe do the little cup thing. Maybe
the
do
diaphragm.
That helps maybe not have babies. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
You're responsible. As a woman, we are responsible because we're the ones who, and we've talked about this, a couple weeks ago, men get in that mode and their brains shut off. They're thinking about one thing and one thing only. Their brains, that is the one time their brains do not compartmentalize. And it's very hard for them to focus and pull out and not do it. And whatever it is that you weren't wanting them to secretly in your mind do. So you, as the woman who can think about her grocery list while also getting intimate in bed needs to be the one that goes, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I should think about this a little bit more, right? Because you guys get very animalistic in that moment. And it's not your fault. It's a biology thing. It happens. Okay. We don't blame you for it, but it's a thing. And so, and the older you are, the more experienced you are, maybe you have a little bit more practice, but you as the woman need to control that. Like if he's getting you pregnant, that's on you, girl. You're the one who can. Okay.
It takes two to tango.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it who just said this? Where is it? I just saw it. Where did it go? Damn, where did it go?
10 miles of. How do you even measure that?
A lot. That seems like a lot.
I heard a story of a guy's girlfriend told him she had 10 miles.
Talking about inches.
10 miles divided by, the average is what? 5 or 6 inches?
I think 6 inches is average.
6 inches. Let's just see how much that is. 105,600.
What? Wait a minute. 10 miles of D?
If she's measuring by inches, like that would be.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's what it says.
100,000.
Nah. I can't. That's ridiculous.
So 10 divided by 10 miles divided by 6 inches.
Right, exactly. Drifting. You can't stop sneezing, and like that is that's Anyway, that's my point. My point is, ladies, we have 41 forms of birth control. Can I name all 41? No, but we have them. Okay,
but the best abstinence. 100% is abstinence.
Abstinence works 100% of the time.
Yes, just saying. Or you can put it in other holes, or I guess if you want to do that.
Wow!
Oh my God!
X-ray girl went all the way there. I was thinking it. She said it. I'm just saying.
I remember I had a conversation with someone who heard from someone else that there's this super Christian girl that was like, it's fine because it's not before marriage if you do it in the other whatever.
There's
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I'm just saying,
I don't know if that's real. Okay. I've never met this girl. Okay.
If you're going to do it, if you're going to be stupid, be all the way stupid. I'm just saying. Just be all the way stupid. The belly button? Nobody does the belly button. Who the hell says
wow. Why do I have to bring my belly button into this, Rabnad?
Because yours is infinite.
Yeah, that's true. Let's change the subject. Smoking pastry for $9.99. My girlfriend said when we get hitched, as long as I bring home the bacon and fix stuff around the house as needed, then she will always keep the house clean, food hot, and be super feminine. I got me a winner. Yes, you did.
That's good.
Yeah, you did.
Dang.
Hold on to that one.
Yeah.
Why haven't you proposed yet?
Yeah, she should be your wife. I'm just saying.
How long has it been?
Crash Mondo for 5 says, watched Az reaction to MILF Manor and lost it when I heard him pronounce Oedipus.
No.
Did he say Oedipus? Is that what he said?
Oedipus. Maybe it's the UK accent,
Yeah.
As a Brit, he should know Oedipus. Shakespeare is come on, buddy.
Oedipus. Oh my god, Eric. Too. She must be estimating per stroke. I mean, that would make sense more. I hope. Otherwise, that's a lot of D.
Listen, I know. Pearl had asked the question, what is it? What a guy considers too much? I think anything over, and this is, it sucks that you got to say this, but as far as a modern woman, I think anything over 15 is too much.
See, I would have said 10, but yeah.
10, I mean, 15. I mean, 10 is okay, that's more reasonable. But 15, you in a red. You hitting that red line at that point. 15, bro. If you on 16, 17, 20, I'm like, bro, bro.
My point still stands. Okay. The Brits are all supposedly educated and stuff. They should know.
Oh my goodness.
I lost my train of thought.
Have you met Az? Have you met Az?
In the future. Hey.
Yes.
Yes, nice. Engagements.
I'm excited for you. Crash Mondo for 5 says she'd have to be with 14 guys per day for 20 years to reach 10 miles.
I love how you guys are doing the math on this.
Well, I'm hoping it is
14 guys a
strokes.
day?
Oh,
Wow.
For 20 years. That's a lot of D.
That's
a lot. Even porn stars don't get that much.
How old was this girl?
I don't know.
This girl who said that?
do we know how old
We don't
she
know.
was?
We don't know. It was just a saying, so to speak. I don't know. Ah!
She had to be embellishing a little bit. She had to be.
She was 29, says BB. No way.
25 with 10 plus.
That's I think that's high, personally.
Yeah, that 20 because you figure if you start at 18, and that's.
Oh, that's cute. Do you think women start at 18?
Maybe 16.
I was a late bloomer. I was an 18-year-old guy when I
was late too, but I think most girls nowadays are like 14.
Yeah, it's so young.
Oh, listen, I was 18, but I knew chicks around that started like 12. I'm like,
oh my god.
Yes,
no,
I knew.
Illegal.
That's crazy. I know, but I mean, they were both like 12. I'm like, I'm like, oof. Like that's a little too much. That's a little too much. Like I was super late. Like when I heard that story, it was a story. By the way, it was a story. So I don't even know if it was true or not. But the time I heard that story, I was still a virgin at that point. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, holy smokes.
Heck no. Heck no.
All right. So I have another article here. We're going to skim it because we're not going to actually do all of these points. But I just wanted to highlight why successful women fail at dating and how to fix it. So the higher she goes, the more her dating pool shrinks. We already knew this. So
yeah.
The better she does in life, the fewer eligible men she'll find. So women who make more money, and we're starting to take over the workforce, they don't want to date anyone who makes less than them. So what does that mean? It means we're taking their jobs. We're making more money than them.
Took her jobs.
I know, right? Higher 50% female. And then guess what? Your pool of men has shrunk because you took their jobs and now you make more money. And so it just keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Female success is not as attractive as some women think.
The men literally don't care. They do not care.
Honestly, I'll be 100%. I want to tell you a little Dmajini secret. I got like one of my regional managers. I'm like, I know she make more money than me. I'm like,
Oh, Dmajini has a different take. There we go.
I love it.
Look, I am old fashioned. However, I'm not going to hate if my lady makes more money than me. She might hate that I make less money than me. But I don't care. I'm still going to go to work and do what I got to take care of. But if she making more money, I'm like, hey, baby, can I get that PlayStation 5? I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Now, this is interesting here. Men prefer less dominant women. And I think that point is very true across a woman who makes more money. I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's see. Higher quality men have options and leverage. Yes, absolutely. Now there's an oversupply of high quality women. This article really does kind of go over what we've talked about.
And that's true because more women are graduating college and getting degrees
than men, right?
So, okay, but you hold on. Okay, go up a little bit. Keep going. Okay, not the Trump video, underneath the Trump video. So Trump was married to Ivana. That's his first wife. He's obviously married to Melania now. And I am too young for this video, just judging by it. But this quote, it's a bad idea to put your wife working for you. Ivana would get angry at someone working at the casino and she'd start shouting. And I'd say, I don't want my wife shouting at someone like that. There was a great softness to Ivana, and that softness disappeared because why? She was given the power. She became an executive and not a wife. And I bet you $100 she brought that home, and that's why they divorced. Melania don't do that. That's why. Boom! Look at
That's a good point.
Interesting, because she has to harden herself.
Very good point. She became the executive, and I'll bet you $200 she brought that home, and she was an executive at home and not a wife at home anymore because she was given the power. I bet you anything.
You know what's funny? Remember how I told you I was in sales, so I deal with like big ticket items. And let me tell you something. 9 times out of 10, if it's a couple coming in, the husband always refers to the wife. Always.
The wife runs the home.
Always. It could be his credit card. But if she's there, she gets the final say.
Oof. No.
Men
say.
who are
I see
married
that all the time.
Is that true? Is that true? And Crash Mondo, this is a good question. How are we defining high quality woman, though? I think this is probably equating the value of women with your income. At least in this article.
I think a high quality woman is somebody who is willing to be a partner, not a dictator. I think that's high quality. Like if you got somebody who's willing to work with you and be there, you know, it's that old saying, when you see somebody who was with you when you had nothing, as opposed to when you're with them when they have something. And if they're willing to stay with you when you have nothing, that's a high quality woman. If she's willing to stay with you when you have a 1-bedroom shack, as opposed to having a 10-bedroom mansion, if she's willing to stay with you with that 1-room shack first, that's high quality.
Yep.
That's somebody who's willing to stick with you thick and thin. But if she's the type of person that wants that 10-room mansion and you don't got that, that's not somebody that's going to stick with you. She's not. That's not high quality. It's not high quality at all.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that when we think high quality men don't apply to women, and same thing vice versa. We can't equate each gender, which is why I think like dating when you are part of like the LGBTQ, it must be so confusing because trying to find those roles and fitting within them is going to be so hard. No, I've always thought of that. Like, you know, how do you figure things like that?
So basically, who's the top or who's the bottom? That's basically what.
Well, there's that too. I've actually had full-on conversations with my my gay friend. I'm like, so you know, I know you are, say, we'll use catcher and pitcher. Catcher and pitcher. So I know you're usually the pitcher, for example. Like, what happens when you're both that? And he's like, well, it didn't work out with me with this other person, so that there is some sort of types that happen within those types of relationships too. So it's very interesting. But anyways, sorry, I didn't want to talk about catching and pitching per se.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You brought it
up. Mike, is that a hard 3 or whatever you have your scale?
Oh my God.
What's up, Epic Mike? What's up, Epic Mike?
Oh my God. Let's see. High quality men are undersupplied. Interesting. More women in urban areas. Whole world regions have more men than women. There are more women than men in the world, I think, as of right now. Yeah, I think
it's 50. Is it 51-50? Something like that.
It's something like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's you know, and that's again, like I said when we first started talking, this is, you know, when they say high value, they're specifically talking about money, really, especially in this time. In this time age, you're talking about money. And my question to them is, if, like I said, and this is like I said, when I said gamma blast, so there was a time they said that if the sun hit a gamma blast that hit this planet, if it hit this planet, it would reduce all technology to nothing. We would be back to the Stone Age. If that happened, well, all that money, because remember, a lot of money, like I get paid, it's digital. I don't see a check anymore. It goes right to my bank, right?
Yeah.
So if that happens, and that's how you get paid, you have nothing. You have nothing. Remember that money, most people don't walk around with cash anymore. So it would be literally about like a barter system, a trade system. How good, how charismatic are you? Can you supply these things for your woman or whatever like that, or whoever your partner? And I'm like, so you're putting that high value as money. Money isn't everything. It really isn't. It isn't. Does it help? Sure. would I like to have 10 million in the bank just for GP? Sure. I don't think anybody will not want that. But if tomorrow, even if I had the $10 million in my bank and tomorrow all electronics is gone, how am I going to get that $10 million? I can't just walk up to anybody. You can't. You can't. So it means nothing when you think about it in the long run.
Yeah. The people who in that situation would be super high value would be the people who can hunt, fish, horticulture, yeah, you know. So it kind of is a lot harder for men to get the value that maybe they are, at least in this article, that they deserve.
So let me ask you ladies a question. So if that happened, right? If tomorrow we had to restart from zero, what do you think is the main thing a potential partner for a man should bring to a table?
The food and shelter. And
no,
water.
I'm saying the man. I'm saying what the woman should bring to the table.
Oh, the woman should bring to the table?
Yeah.
I would love to be able to grow food. Make sure the food is put on the table. I'm not going hunting.
Heck no. I'd rather be.
I'll even skin, gut a rabbit, whatever, chicken, whatever. It's fine. I'll do that. Heck yeah. But I don't want to go hunting. You know how hard hunting is?
Kids.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, and New York is not known for being able to have. It's not a two-way place. It's not a two-way place. So I've never used a firearm in my life. So I'd probably have to bludgeon something to death. That's probably what I'd have to do.
Oh, there you go.
I would try trapping. Yeah. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure Mark can help me. But those are things that I would like to learn. That's why I think hiking and camping are very important skills to have. Mark and I, we've had many conversations about this. He thinks it's work, which I get, but I go on hikes and camping trips just so that I can get that feel. What is it like to be out there? How do I survive out there? What do I need to do? Making a fire. You know how many people can make a fire? Not everyone can. It's a hard skill.
Use the lighter.
Well, no, but even just making a fire with wood and kindling, like.
Oh yeah, that's tough. That is definitely.
Yeah. So.
It's not something. Listen, living on and. So when I was in high school, I went through this program. It was the School Construction Authority. One of the things they wanted you to do is to do things that you weren't used to. Growing up in Brooklyn, you're in an urban area. So what they do, they had us do camping. We had to do rock climbing. We had to do rafting. So I rafted in the Hudson River. For anybody who doesn't know what the Hudson River is, that's the New York City River. I rafted in that, and I climbed rocks. And just doing stuff like that, it made me appreciate what you would have to do if you had to literally live on the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'm not messing with mushrooms. I don't care what anybody says. I will eat berries. I'll eat berries and coconuts and get diabetes before I mess with mushrooms.
Oh my God. Wow. Epic Mike says hiking and walking are work. We evolved to sit in chairs and play video games.
That's true. We are very lazy as a
we are very lazy. Okay, the last part I wanted to point out in this article here is successful women date poorly. Facts. Mistakenly believe their success makes them a great catch. Okay, I will give this article some props here. They're spitting facts. Some career women adopted combative feminist social roles. Social roles are okay unless they come with baggage, and self-identifying oneself with feminist often comes with very unattractive dose of bitterness and, in the worst cases, man-hating. I'm kind of liking this article. Career women don't date assertively enough. I think they do. They just over-assert themselves. They're strong in what they believe, and too strong, I think. But yeah, I think these career women, we've talked about them. They're being men. Good night, Cajun. Yeah. Let's see. We got Mike has bad knees for 5. It's not necessarily that we want less dominant women. We just don't want to be hassled at work and then come home to the same thing. Ooh.
Be his peace,
That's
bro.
facts. That's very true. And I mean, I'm a big proponent of like good consistent communication, and if you can't have good consistent communication and you want to improve on it, just counseling is not the worst thing. Therapy is not a bad thing. And I think if you're open to it, that says a lot about your character because you're open to change and open to working on things.
So. Yeah. They have pre-marriage counseling, they have post-marriage counseling.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring up that Twitter thing that you sent me, Tugs. So more delusional women. We're kind of going to a subject that has come up in the past week about gyms.
Blown up.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Oh my God. So this says, I'm supposed to believe that women wear this to the gym to work out and not for attention? ? You probably wear that to the gym for male validation. Now look what she's wearing. It's curving up her butthole. Her whole back is showing. I mean, is there a front part to that? No.
I think it's a one piece. Like it ties around the neck. I think it's one. I haven't seen it, but I don't know. It is either a full one piece on the front or it's a V-neck. I don't know.
You're not wearing a bra. Like, what do you expect when you're at the gym to not get stared at? I didn't even stare at you.
I would stare at her too.
I'd just be like, her butt looks so good.
Can I be toxic for a little bit? Toxic for a little bit? That's a nice rear. I'm just saying.
Nice Listen, the girl obviously works out. Like you can see her muscle definition in her butt is a peach shape and not like a flabby shape. Okay, obviously she's worked out, but now that she's reached this level of peakness, she's gonna show it off at the gym. Why? I don't know. I never understood that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know for sure if this girl is saying like, "Don't look at me." Like, we're not coming at her like that.
Well, I think the full video, and I didn't go look at it, but my impression here is the quote is people who have commented this very thing that we're doing on her outfits, and it's a video of her probably pulling a bunch of weight, which you can tell she works out. That's not the point. We're not saying you don't work out. We're saying that you're wearing that for the attention, and whoever's attention it is. Us girls going, dang, I wish I had a butt like that, or the guys going, dang, I could like
a nice butt. I wish I had that butt.
You know what I mean? We dress for more attention. Okay,
I've said this a couple of times. I actually commented on the one girl. What's her name? Jessica, the one who basically was like doing a Pharaoh. That girl.
Oh yeah.
So what they want is a studio, not a gym. Because let me tell you something. In my other room, I have my own personal gym. I train like a Saiyan alone. I don't want people seeing what I do. If I don't want them to see what I do, listen. You can take all that money that you're spending on a gym and just buy your own equipment. You could.
Yeah,
you could do that. You could do isometrics. You could do calisthenics. You can get yourself a bike. You can do all that stuff. But you did that. You put the person on blast for a reason. You go to the gym and look a certain way for a reason. There are some people. There was actually, it's funny. You mentioned that there's I wish I could pull it. I didn't think about it. But there's a woman who put up a video of her. She said like day 36 of me working out in the gym and no guy approaching me because she went there expecting to listen. Think about this. What most people don't think. What if a guy wants to meet a woman who is into keeping herself in shape? That's something you got in common. Why would you not want to meet somebody who wants to do the same thing you do?
Yeah,
you would think, right? That's a common ground. But no, you put yourself on blast. Oh, this guy. And what makes it so bad, the guy probably wasn't even thinking about, oh, I want to try to talk to this chick. He probably was thinking, oh, maybe she's cute. Maybe. And listen, by the way, even as somebody who goes on stage, has a YouTube channel, all that stuff, you can have your apprehension about approaching a female. It can happen because, listen, guys don't like to be rejected. Nobody likes to be rejected. So maybe, just maybe, the guy was like, should I talk to this woman? I don't know if I should I not? This is things that you guys think about. Ladies don't know about this. I'm telling some secrets right now. I'm telling y'all some secrets. Guys think, well, maybe, can I talk to this chick? Should I? Maybe I'll do it. I'll shoot my shot. And then what you do, you put them on blast. And what that does there is deter anybody else. Most guys will be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna, if I try to talk to this lady, I think she's cute, she's gonna put me on Twitter and say I was being a creep.
Yeah. Well, and see, in my experience, guys don't want to. In my experience, if a guy is at the gym to seriously work out and do his thing and build his whatever, he's not going to want to talk to you. Like, don't approach him. He's not going to approach you. It's the ones that are half there, that aren't really serious about their goals. They're going to be like, hey, can I get your number?
Ooh, this one here. Maybe she was dressing for herself and not men. Okay, so that's fine. But guess what? If you're going to go to the gym in an outfit like that, in a bra and booty shorts, but guess what? There are consequences to that because your skin is showing. People see skin. I'm going to see a girl like that girl in the red outfit. I'm going to be like, wow, she's got a nice butt. And guess what? Guys are going to think, wow, she's got a nice butt. I'd love to whatever with it, right? There's consequences to it.
I want to motorboat it. Let me stop.
Wow. Okay. Well then, that's an example of what could happen. So if you don't want to get that attention, guess what? Put a shirt on. Put like long pants on. You just have to understand that when you go out, people are going to look or not look based on what you wear.
And if you don't want to be looked at, there's this really cool thing I'd like to introduce you to. It's called a women's only gym.
Yes. Oh my God. Or like Dmajini said, home gym. Guess what? I love my home gym a lot.
Home gym. It kills me. And also that doesn't look very comfortable. I don't know.
Sorry.
I get hot when I work out and I'm just like,
I can't get sarcasm on text as easily.
I don't know. We can wear whatever we want. These girls aren't wrong. We can wear whatever we want.
Epic Mike, I won't share secrets if you give me $5 super chat.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And also, I'm one of those people, and listen, here's a hot take. It's videos like this that have been, everybody's like getting to know Joey Swole now, who posted these videos originally and stuff. He's a cool guy. Follow him. He's cool. But there has been an advocacy for a couple of years now that people want cameras banned at the gym. No cameras, period. No recording, no photo taking, whatever, all this stuff.
Like personal or like security?
Like recording, no recording at the gym on your personal phone, like these girls.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the real, and it sucks because the real gym trainers and the real people who are there to show you, like, listen, if you do this move, this targets this, blah, blah, blah. We all know they're out there. They would lose out on it because of girls like this and men who were in there filming in like the locker rooms and stuff. There's a bunch of videos on Joey Swole's TikTok account of men who like to film themselves flexing in the locker room while y'all are changing. I don't really know what that's about, but
that's different. I wouldn't do in the locker room because people could be naked.
Right? And they don't care, but it's the same kind of vibe, right? You're filming because you want the clout and you want to do this and whatever.
Yeah, or maybe you want to improve on your form, so you videotape yourself because it's hard to look at yourself when you're in the movement.
Yeah, and you can see your progress, or if you want to show, like if you are an actual trainer, you want to show how to target certain areas, whatever. But that's ruining it for those people, women like this and people like this who record people in the gym and make fun of them. We've seen those videos. They're ruining it. Like, I'm all for it at this point, just because so many bad people are starting to be stupid about it. Like, yeah, ban the cameras. Prove to me that you're a trainer, and then you can have your recording session kind of thing. But you walking in going, I'm on TikTok. Like, no,
I think if you're an actual personal trainer, you should be somebody who's basically vetted by that gym and be like, okay, I want to be showing people how to do this particular good form or XYZ or whatever.
Yeah.
But that whole thing, like these things, this trend I'm seeing where you see the ladies basically putting guys on blast. And by the way, she put this guy on blast.
Yeah.
For no reason. Like.
He was just being nice.
Okay, great. A guy looked at you and Your picture is taken 300 times a day. 300 times a day. So somebody's looking at you, probably thinking, doing worse things than what he did. He looked at you for like a half a second and probably was like,
yeah.
Why is she saying Pharaoh?
Why is she doing like this?
I don't know.
Why is she talking to
I
her
would
boobs?
look at you too if you're talking to yourself with a microphone in your hand, like, what the heck is she okay?
I found another video of someone doing the same thing. I thought you guys might want to watch it. Just it's very interesting.
Ooh.
I've been constantly being harassed. There's a lot of dudes like me that have been just trying to get yoked, and you're just constantly being harassed. It's pretty much a gift.
Can you not film me while you're doing whatever it is?
Sorry,
that is.
I don't even know if she would see what I was doing.
Everyone
Constantly
sees what you're
looking over in
doing.
my direction. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Obviously, you can tell that right now she's trying to smash. She's looking.
No.
Oh, she's coming over again.
Can you imagine if
Hey, is this your weight?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like only women
She had
do
to
this.
be in on that, right? She had to be.
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Look at this next part.
I'm gonna move it.
I can move my own weight. Actually, thank you very much.
But it's him like basically acting like these girls are
Okay,
actually.
well, it's on my bag. You put your weight on my
So
bag.
ridiculous.
I know. Anyway, so for the rest of the video, I thought I'd tease that. I saw
That's
that like
hilarious.
yesterday.
That's hilarious.
Just him like acting like these girls, and it looks so ridiculous when a guy does it, but for some reason when a girl does it, it's oh my God, it's how you felt, queen. If you
You
felt
know what?
scared, then you were scared.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
it's ridiculous. Just like
Again,
if the milk show was about DILFs, it would have been canceled already.
Yeah.
Like I actually commented a couple of times. Says what you want is a studio, not a gym. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Get yourself a studio. Record yourself doing all. If you so worried about, oh my God, somebody looked at me, then you need a studio.
Yep.
Mhm.
You need a studio.
Yep.
It's as simple as that.
So I guess this segues to the last part of our delusional women. Y'all might know this. So women posting their L's. The more I see of this woman, the more I'm convinced that the dogs are the only thing that will have sex
Oh my
with
God, is this girl real? Listen,
This is apparently a girl who has relations with her dog.
Oh dear God!
This is how far it's gone.
I thought it was a troll account, but then people say
it's real.
Is this true?
This is real. So still like 21 trans canine.
Oh.
I try to respond to messages. So she posts here. I said successfully had sex with 2 different dogs today. I'm a little sore. I need to find a way that their claws don't scratch me as so much as well. This is where the world has come to.
Smokes. I want to say a little deep cut for anybody who likes Final Fantasy. Sephiroth, send a comment. That's all I gotta say. Just send a comment right now.
Oh my God.
Send a comment.
There's no way.
Well, then there's the thing with like, isn't there one of those big streamers that do that too with their dog that let it slip? I remember there was like an article or something about it.
Oh yeah, who was that? Alinity.
And I mean, Zia brought up once where someone had sent her like a anonymous message asking for advice, and apparently this someone had a family member that was doing it with their dog.
Oh my God, no.
Can you
Okay.
imagine?
Okay. I'm gonna mess you up right now. I'm gonna mess you up. Now I don't know how true the story is. This might be something somebody was just BSing me. So I heard a story from a dude of mine. He said when he was probably like 13 or 14, there was a girl who had a birthday party. There was a surprise birthday party.
No.
And everybody was downstairs waiting for her to come downstairs to surprise her. And she's like calling, I'm going to say Wolfie, because I don't know the name. I don't remember the name of the dog.
Oh my
saying,
God.
Wolfie, come here, Wolfie. And she opens the door and she has peanut butter downstairs.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
Oh no.
I don't know how true this story is. I'm just saying this is what the dude told me. He said he was there. And he says, Like, I'm like, bro, I don't understand it. Listen, if you can't get yourself a guy or whatever, I'd rather you just watch corn. Just watch corn. Don't do things with your dog, please. For the love of everything holy, just watch corn. Just do that, please.
Don't include animals.
Get yourself a toy. You know, do something. Do something other than with pets. I'm just saying. My dad bought a car from Brooklyn.
Oh my God.
Oh God! Ah!
See, listen, this is why we need to go back to about 300 years ago, because these people wouldn't have lived to see this day. You know what I mean? Like, they would probably been drowned at birth because there was something wrong with them. And personally, I think we should probably go back to some of that at a certain point.
And demonetized.
Yeah.
And demonetized.
This whole, like, you know, undateable men turning to animals, like that's like the peak crazy. Like, and these women, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen pictures of the naughty fairy person. She's not bad looking. Alinity's not bad looking.
There's no way. Yeah.
Right?
Well, I say that, but there was an animal control guy out here. He's an animal control officer arrested for that exact thing. Oh, yeah. He was taking a little long on his calls. A little longer than normal on the calls where he picked up animals. And
oh, hell no.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, hell no.
See, people like that should not, I don't know, needs like severe therapy.
Listen, I'm just saying.
You're weird, buddy. You're weird.
Weird.
I got news for you.
That clip.
You're weird.
Well, this is what Tugs wants to do with the people like this.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that clip? He didn't even throw him far.
I know. You just kind of went. Rubber is strong. Okay?
If you're gonna do it, throw that bear all the way out there. Come on, man.
This is true.
Yeah,
we're living too long, and there just is no punishments for anything, really. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Look, look. Listen. All I want to say is like this here. If you feel the need to do something with pets, don't. Just don't.
I would rather the dolls, the toys, all that stuff. Go ahead. You're not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Leave the poor animals alone.
Listen, AdamandEve.com, baby. Not a sponsor. AdamandEve.com.
Maybe we should be a sponsor.
Listen, hey, Adam and Eve, give them a sponsorship. Give them a sponsorship. There you go.
Oh my goodness. This has been a very a naughty episode, to say the least.
I don't know what you're trying to suggest. I've been good. My halo was shiny. Look at the halo. It's shiny. I'm just saying.
I'm going to need to read the Bible. Oh, Lord.
Oh, well, I guess that kind of concludes. Well, besides this, Eric K for 5. That girl who complained about that guy, she was staring at him the whole time. Someone stares at you, you might come and say hello. How do you do? That's very true.
It's funny. You know what's funny? Look, growing up in Brooklyn, right? So I've actually tried to shoot my shot with a random chick on the street. That shit doesn't work. It does not work. So listen, as a guy, if you're in the gym and you see somebody who's working out or whatever, and your weight, and what makes it so bad is that her doing that, it deters people who might say, hey, maybe this person who's working out, and I like to work out, she's in shape, I'm in shape, maybe we can work out together. You basically just shut that down. You shut it down. Like, because you don't know, that guy she was putting on blast could have probably been the best guy ever for her. Yeah. And what did she do? Exactly. She shut him down because of what's the word? Feminism. That's what she did it for.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh my God. I do have my own cyborg. And we ended it on a bang, not a good bang or a good thing to bang, but a bang. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, I had fun on this one. This was a great episode.
This was awesome.
I'm gonna go need to take a shower.
Yeah, I might need to. Tugs, you got anything going on?
No. I got nothing coming up, really.
You got nothing?
No, kind of boring. I just stream when I can now. I had a set schedule and now I don't have it. I just kind of go for it. I did get the PlayStation 3 to work with my Streamlabs finally. So The Last of Us is coming. I promise.
Did you have to get a what they call that
I had to get a splitter.
What is that?
It's a splitter. So my PS3.
Yes, you have a capture card. That's what it is. You have to get a capture card.
So I have the capture card. And normally what I do is I just plug in, like it worked with the PS2, it works with my 64, it works with my Xbox. I just unplug it and plug it in as I need it, like whichever I need, and it just pops up on my Streamlabs. But my PS3 wasn't doing it. It was a black screen. I couldn't figure it out, and I thought that I would have to buy like a new Elgato or something, but no, I just got this. This was $15 on Amazon. It's an OREI HDMI splitter. And you can split, you need 4 HDMI cords, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but I'm sure we all have them lying around. And you could split and it works by PS3 works. So The Last of Us is coming. I promise. I've been promising it. I finally got it.
I did hear the reason for that is that PlayStation 3 at the time had a restriction on streaming. That's why it's like that. You have to trick the PlayStation 3 to think that it's playing normally in order to stream it.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I would love. That's all my. But what I gotta get? I gotta get a new camera. So, what's on my things to do list is I want to play Mass Effect, the original, not that remade stuff. I have the one with Miranda's booty. Okay, it still exists. I have that one. I want to stream that because I have the collector's edition that they put out before the new collector's edition that was on PlayStation 4. I have the one on PlayStation 3. So it has the original version. And I want to stream that, but I got to get a capture card. So first the camera, then the capture card.
Then the capture card. Yeah. I have the Elgato HD, which I know is the older model, but it's worked for me. So yeah.
I love the Razer cameras.
What kind of camera?
Oh, the camera, yeah.
The Razer Keo Pro.
I'm probably going to get a Logitech. I think that's the best I can get for as far as USB cameras. So right now, to be fair, my laptop is actually super old. I have the last Sony Vaio. They don't make them no more.
Oh, snap.
I have the last one that they made. And my camera is actually a Microsoft camera that's actually older than the freaking camera, the laptop. So I definitely need to get me a new camera. That's on my things to do list.
Nice. Yeah, streaming is expensive.
It is expensive.
Oh, by the way, I'll be writing that off.
Yes. Dmajini, thank you for coming on. This was lovely.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me. Like I saw you guys. I know you put on the show before last. Like, anybody wants to come on? Just let us know. I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me come on this show.
Yeah.
Isn't every week anymore. So that's a perfect opportunity for me to go ahead and just chill out with you. I've streamed with Tugs before. I have not streamed. This is my first time streaming with X-Ray Girl. Which, by the way, I love my anime, and of course, I love by the way, my niece is half Japanese, so I have learned. That's my goal. I have to learn Japanese. That's my goal in life. I know you're not Japanese, but still.
Hey, it's a cool language.
Yeah, I have to learn that because I need to speak because she knows English, but it's like she's in Japan, so she's only like her English is probably secondary compared to the Japanese. So that's my goal in life. But what I got going on is Dark Council is every other week. So that means next Wednesday, Dark Council will be on. I know Poor Choices will be going on. So if you want to keep both tabs open and jump back and forth, that's great.
Yes.
That's great. Do that. Because that's what I do. By the way, you know what's funny? I'll be on the Dark Council and I'll be on y'all channel too. They be like, Dmajini was on y'all channel too. I'm like, yep, I was.
Whoa, you got called out.
I'll be bouncing around, be like, even, you know what I'm saying? Because you guys are, we have a small section of the internet which is used to be the Fandom Minutes, but I still call it the Fandom Minutes, kind of, sort of, maybe not. But it's this section of the internet. It's a lot of people. It's a lot. Before the Fandom Minutes kind of dissolved, it was like 1 million strong. Just think about that. It was 1 million people who was either following, creating content, or just showing up in the streams. 1 million people, right? Just think about that. That's how big the Fandom Minutes was. So I can't, and we can't all just say 1 million people can't have a different. It's not 1 million days in a week. So I try to support everybody who's out there, and do my best to like, share, subscribe. Make sure. Hold on, where we at? We are at. Let's see where we at. We are at 96 likes. Thanks everybody for liking this channel. Make sure you share it. Are you guys gonna put this on unlisted?
No, we leave it up.
No, we leave it up.
Great. It's not gonna be unlisted. Make sure you share it. Share this stream. Share it. And make sure you come to my channel and check me out. It's Dmajini. Mama Susan has been hating on me because I've been stuck at 1797 for 6 months.
What?
17. I kid you not. My sub count has been stuck at. It's a very specific number. 1797. I hit 1800, and then it went down to 1797. It's been there for over.
You're
6
at
months.
1.8.
It was
right
1.8?
now.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Well, big shots. I guess somebody must have subbed to the channel. Thank you.
Yes.
My goal is to at least get out of the ones. I need to get at 2,000 by the end of 2023. Let's make that happen.
Yes.
Big shouts.
Oh my gosh. Y'all know where I am. Links are in the description. I just wanted to share one thing before we go. I have a new T-shirt. Hardcore agree. So if you agree with Levi, yes, then buy this shirt. All the proceeds are going to go to thyroid cancer a foundation called Light of Life Foundation, which supports people going through thyroid cancer. It's a limited run shirt for February and will be donated to help with that because his father passed away from thyroid cancer just recently. So yeah, we love
shout out to Zach Levi. We love you, Zachary.
Yes.
Maybe I mean me.
So yeah, like, share, as Dmajini said, and subscribe to both of the channels, Poor Choices and Dmajini. We're gonna get them to 2K.
Awesome. And that's a response to the Zachary agreeing to the Pfizer thing, right?
Yes.
Actually, I just did a short about that, so you can check out my channel. Right, I just did a short to drop today about specifically talking about that. So it's a good thing you brought that up.
Follow Dmajini or sub to Dmajini. I can follow sub, whatever.
Follow sub. It's all the same, right? Right?
Sub to everybody, damn it. Sub to everybody.
Yeah. And John Edgar for $2 says, thanks, ladies and Dmajini, for the show. Good night. Good night, John Edgar. And y'all, you guys have been so good. I love the Poor Choices chat. This is like one of my favorite nights to stream because I feel like we laugh a lot.
And you get more words here. You get way more words over here.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love that you get way more words.
Oh gosh. What's this? Thanks for the reminder. Oh, you're welcome. Yes. Yeah, Pfizer was evil until they weren't.
Yeah. By the way, just so you know, Extra Girl, I'm slightly wasted.
Yeah! We got Dmajini slightly drunk on Poor Choices.
I am still good though, but I'm slightly wasted.
Okay. Try walking a line. We'll see. Chat, have a good night. Dmajini, thank you. And
thanks for having me.
We love you guys. Bye.
Later.